Welcome to the Master Builders Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. I am a certified graduate builder and a graduate master builder, certified by the National Association of Home Builders. I'm also a member of the U.S. Green Building Council, the North Texas Green Building Council, and Greenbuilt North Texas. Our topics today are going to be green building.
Wait a minute. You've got a new certification.
Oh, yeah, but I'm going to talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
You're rushing me
this
here.
litany of he's a member of, and he has all these degrees and certifications.
Yeah, right. You have to go to school.
And it doesn't embarrass you either.
No, not at all.
All right.
My guests today are Ronnie and Suz Godfrey, and they're with New Dawn Homes, and my wife, Jean Gibson, who is kind of interjecting her thoughts here.
I'm just trying to keep you on track.
I know, you always do. But anyway, Ronnie, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, greetings. First off, I'd like to pass my greetings out to everyone in Glenrose, and as well as the rest of the listeners. But I'll start with the Glenrose listeners, and tell you that we appreciate so much the fine people that have seen fit to call upon us for our services. We've been building in the Glenrose area for the last couple of years or so. Previously, I built in Southwest Fort Worth and Crowley, Burleson, and Joshua, and that part of the world. Been in the building business about 30 years, and feel that the best thing that I should do is build severely energy efficient houses that are green. And we'll talk about the green definition here in just a little while.
Well, you took an award here this past year too in green building class with the National Association, didn't you?
Yes, thanks for bringing that up. EVHA, it's the Energy Value Housing Award. This is a nationwide award, and you enter this competition by building houses that are sustainable and healthy and energy efficient and all of those sorts of things. Once again, we'll talk about that and my definition of that in just a little bit.
All right. If y'all have any questions, you can call us at 877-341-8950. That's 877-341-8950. And you're with R. Godfrey Homes.
We changed the name of our operation about 3-4 years ago, and somebody in advertising said that we really needed to have our name and our business name, so that's why we changed it from New Dawn Homes to R. Godfrey Homes.
Yeah, well, we've got to, we our names on our homes are our signatures for our homes, is the way I feel.
That was always contrary to trend. That when we started out a millennium ago, we were told it's better, so if you go bankrupt or you get sued or any of those things, you can change the name of the company. Don't put your name on it. And Jim thought better of it, just as you do, that your name is your signature and your commitment to your house.
There you go.
If y'all need to check out any builder or remodeler, you can go to my website, which is www.masterbuildershow.com, and it will take you into my main webpage, and you've got a link there to TRCC. Click on that and check out a builder or remodeler to make sure that they're registered in the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. All builders that build in the state of Texas have to be registered by law, and there's still some of them out there that aren't. And
wow. That's dangerous.
It's not cool at all.
And you can go to the TRCC site for all the information on the changes that take place September 1st,
right,
requiring inspections.
Right.
So we've discussed that over and over again, so we want to encourage everybody. You're starting your house now. You fall under that criteria.
Right. Like I said, if y'all have any questions out there, you can call us at 877-341-8950. Ronnie, we know where you're building in Glenrose, and what kind of products are you offering?
We're of course custom home builders and build larger homes as required to do so by our customers, but we also build some cost effective homes. We like to think they're price sensitive, and they still very energy efficient. Every product we deliver is going to be very energy efficient. These are just out in the country on acreage lots, and starting from about 140, 150,000 and up. And then our custom products, the more, I guess you'd say, pricier homes are about $250 and up. We've built as big as $2 million, but hope to never do that again.
They'll take a long time.
Oh,
yeah.
Boy. It wasn't nearly as much fun as it sounds like.
Talk about some of your milestones.
Well, I guess entering the various contests and winning the various awards would have to be some of them. The other things that we've done, though, We built 16 subdivisions, various subdivisions throughout Johnson County, Tarrant County, and now in Glenrose. We have 2 current subdivisions in Glenrose, acreage lots, and then we have purchased recently another tract of land that we're going to do another subdivision in. These will probably be upscale houses, 450, 500,000 and up.
Ronnie and I both were kind of labeled builder remodelers and developers. You're still doing some remodeling, aren't you?
Haven't done any remodeling in a while.
Got out of it, huh?
Well, once again, that was another one of those things that wasn't as much fun as it sounded like it was going in.
We have a gentleman that comes on here regularly, and he does restorations, but they can take years and years. When he talks about a staircase, he had 6 men for 6 months sanding a staircase. It just doesn't sound like fun at all. But it's interesting, it's fascinating from my side, just watching it happen, but not doing it.
And the results, once you see the results, instead of just tearing it out and building new, the results are, these are 100-year-old staircases, 150-year-old staircases, and all that. They're magnificent. Let's see here. We got, what other things you want to talk about here, Ronnie?
Visit briefly about the products and locations of what we're doing. So just in case anybody had any interest and wanted to know, the 2 subdivisions that we have going right now are on County Road 304 in Somerville County. Somerville County is an excellent place to live and work. We just love it down there. There's something going on all the time. There's lots of events that make it and I know I sound like the Chamber of Commerce, but lots of events going on down there to keep you entertained, and you'll find that you can always find something going on. There's some kind of horse event at the Expo Center.
That's huge. Yeah.
We have the Passion Play that starts up in September, and just something all the time. We have 3 rivers that go through the place, so.
And a new lake, right?
And a new lake, absolutely.
Did Glenrose get the nuclear power plant?
As far as I know, it's under construction. Yeah.
Wonderful.
All right, we've got to take another break. We'll be back here in just a few minutes.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Alamo Appliance, 100 South Riverside Drive in Fort Worth, has been serving your needs in kitchen appliances since the early 70s. They offer Genair, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and many other appliances. And their sales staff is ready to help you anytime you might visit. That's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701. Once again, the Alamo Appliance number is 817-531-2701.
Fort Worth Lighting, serving Parker, Wise, Palo Pinto, and surrounding counties with a selection of interior and exterior lighting fixtures. They also have ceiling fans, mirrors, and vanities in all sizes. A lighting consultant will help you with your decisions. For an appointment with a Fort Worth Lighting consultant, the number is 817-597-6320, or the website is fortworthlighting.com. 817-597-6320 for Fort Worth Lighting.
Are you having a construction-related issue? Do you need a construction attorney? If so, you may call the law firm of Kelly M. Davis and Associates. Kelly's family background in the construction industry has led to her focus in construction litigation, with over 9 years of experience practicing construction law in and around the metro area. For more information, you may visit www.kmdalegal.com. or you may call 972-434-8009. That's 972-434-8009. Kelly M. Davis and Associates. Principal offices are located in Louisville, Texas.
Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Ronnie and Suz Godfrey, and they're with R. Godfrey Homes. and my wife, Jean Gibson. We're talking about green building. And Ronnie and I just got our last certification here a couple of weeks ago, and it's on Certified Green Professionals. And that was green building professionals, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Something like that.
You that up a little bit.
Yeah, it's a long title for the course, and then they cut our actual designation down, but these are national designations, and we're quite proud to have it. And we've also got a new called Green Built North Texas here, and Ronnie and I are both members. And give me your definition on what is green, Ronnie.
Let's talk about green building. There's a whole cadre of things we want to talk about here for just a second. First off, why even do it? What's the reasoning behind this? Do we need to be sensitive to the environment? Do we need to care about what's going on out there in the world relative to pollution and et cetera? And one of the biggest polluters is the houses that we build, because they use a lot of electricity, and that electricity typically is generated by coal-fired plants. The end result is the more electricity you use, the more coal they burn. The more coal they burn, the more pollution you put in the air. So we need to build our houses energy efficient. And I think we're driven to do that because God said to. And that's usually a pretty good reason to do something. In Genesis 2:15, the Lord took the man, put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it. My question for you is, what do we not understand about the part of taking care of it? And then that's at the first of the Bible. Now, at the back of the Bible, in Revelations 11:18, the time has come for judging the dead and for rewarding your servants, the prophets, and your saints, and those who reverence your name, both small and great, and for destroying those who destroy the earth. I think it's pretty simple. There's a directive for us to take care of the earth. Well, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to build the houses that are green, energy efficient. When I talk about the definition, we'll get into that a little more in just a second. When I talk about the definition of green, I mean to include the energy efficiency. Henceforth, I'll just use the word green and understand that means energy efficiency. It'd be silly not for that to be part of it. A couple of months ago, there were 10,000 delegates that met in Bali, Indonesia, from almost every country on the planet to try to reach an agreement on implementing the changes to slow or reverse the effects of pollution on global warming.
Gene and I were in Indonesia, and we were actually on the island of Bali. And you would not believe, when you get off the plane there, the air is heavy. I mean, it is extremely...
You can taste the air.
You can taste it.
It's that dirty.
Wow.
And go ahead, Ronnie.
An interesting place that they would choose for that discussion.
Maybe that's why.
That's true. That's true. I mean, Gene, we took some bear checks, which are like bicycles with carts, and I think you got stuck behind a bus there for a little bit.
And it belched carbon all over me.
Oh,
it was really a disgusting air quality.
Go ahead, Ronnie. We didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. And recently I had someone, matter of fact, a mutual friend of ours, Jim, I'm not going to call his name. His initials are Anthony.
Oh, okay.
But he told me he didn't think global warming was anything to be concerned about, that it was just a cycle of the earth warming, and that it wasn't at all generated by the things that we do. But I would like to quote the Reverend Ken Collins. This is what he says about Mother Nature. You know, if you think it's just Mother Nature, you might want to listen to this. Nature doesn't have a bounty. Nature is the bounty. If anyone can demonstrate that nature is our mother, I think we should sue her for child abuse and get placed on a foster planet. Nature is an artifact of God, not God in and of itself. Therefore, I will worship the God that created the bounty and not the bounty. Nevertheless, that doesn't place me in the slash and burn camp of Christian non-ecology. In this world, we prove our stewardship so that we can be entrusted with greater things in the next world. Some say that we belong to the earth. Others say the earth belongs to us. Both camps are wrong. The earth belongs to God. It is God's garden, and we are God's gardeners. Therefore, let us work to show ourselves approved of this great trust so that we may receive a greater trust in the world to come. I believe that. I believe that that we need to take care of this planet. As I said in the previous Bible quotes that I gave you just a while ago. Relative to the definition of green
building.
Green building.
Well, and it's a win-win situation for us. Not only are we helping the planet and our environment, it also saves us money. And that's unfortunately, that's where most people look at it. And, if they can reduce their electric bill by half or even greater, then, and help the environment too, like I said, it's a win-win situation. I notice you're digging through your notes there. You found your notes yet?
Give me a second.
We talked about it on the air, but we didn't get back about the earth-sheltered home that we wanted to build. And I did the research. I researched federal grants, and we contacted the bank, in fact, a couple of banks, and checked into funding, which is really interesting. We have so much pressure on us to be earth conscious, to take care of this earth until the new earth. And it's interesting that we couldn't find any funding. A $300,000 house, we found $2,000 in grant money to build it.
The perfect neighborhood for me would be to look out across the neighborhood and all you see is the forest. And that would be the perfect neighborhood, and that would be an earth-sheltered home. They've got some up in Colorado where they've got all their vent stacks and stuff come up inside of tree trunks. And old dead tree stumps, so you can actually look out there, and then the entrance itself to it is a cave. So you see nothing man-made, and that is the kind of neighborhood I would like to live in.
Well, you got an email from.
We got to take another break. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Alamo Appliance, 100 South Riverside Drive in Fort Worth, has been serving your needs in kitchen appliances since the early 70s. They offer Genair, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and many other appliances. And their sales staff is ready to help you anytime you might visit. That's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701. Once again, the Alamo Appliance number is 817-531-2701.
Fort Worth Lighting, serving the building professional in Parker, Wise, Palo Pinto, and surrounding counties. Services include planned takeoff, site walkthrough, and delivery. For an appointment with a Fort Worth Lighting consultant, the number is 817-597-6320, or the website is fortworthlighting.com. Again, it's 817-597-6320 for Fort Worth Lighting.
Are you looking for a law firm with an understanding of the construction industry? Kelly M. Davis & Associates experience includes home inspections, construction contracts, disputes with builders, and helping subcontractors or vendors that have not been paid for their services. For more information, you may visit www.kmdalegal.com, or you may call 972-434-8009. That's 972-434-8009.
Kelly M. Davis & Associates. Principal offices are located in Louisville, Texas.
Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Ronnie and Suz Godfrey and my wife, Jean, and we're talking about green building. And were you going to give me a definition of green building?
Well, let me move into the Green Built North Texas program, and this will kind of cover that. Whenever you're talking about green building, like I said before, it's got to include energy efficiency, but the various areas that you have to work on to make a house be green built is site management and waste recycling. Green Built North Texas homes incorporate efficient site management and waste recycling practices on the job site in order to help reduce the environmental impact of the home while under construction. This is significant if you're producing any amount of waste at all. You need to figure some way to recycle that. We're fortunate in the Glen Rose area that the Somerville County Transfer Station is also a recycling place, and you can take plastic, wood,
ironing boards.
Yeah, everything, metal of all kinds.
Did they take the sheetrock to do that?
They do take the sheetrock. They're not recycling that currently, but there's a little pressure on them to do that. At any rate, just about everything that comes off the job site, glass, plastic, aluminum, steel, paper, wood, is all recycled. And so it's good to know that we've got that in our area.
Is there a fee for recycling? They charge you?
No, as a matter of fact, there's no fee for recycling except for tires. They do charge a fee for tires, but anything else that you take there that's recyclable, they take that.
What about roofing materials? That's one of the big things, roofing.
And again, I'm not sure about roofing material, whether or not that's anything that they're recycling currently, but that's a pretty good list of things that they are recycling. So it really works out good for us in the Glen Rose area.
And you save your customer money, too.
And that recycling is good for homeowners, too. So you got your plastic and bottles and stuff and aluminum cans and all that. Please take it and have it recycled. That's that much less that goes into the landfill. So site management and waste recycling are big things. Water efficiency. As we build our houses, we want to be sure that we use those valves and faucets that are water efficient, and then teach people about water efficiency and not abuse the water.
On the low flow faucets, I mean the spigots themselves. I found people think that when you mention low flow, they think it just drips out of there. Mm-hmm. Actually, it comes out with more impact than the ones that aren't, because the holes in them are smaller and it shoots out with a greater force and uses less water. And so when we say low flow, we're not talking that it just kind of drips out. So that's kind of a misconception. And I think if you have never tried one, you need to just go down and buy one and try it, because you would be amazed at how much water you can save, and also how much pressure it offers. It feels like a normal spigot. Isn't that your experience with them? Right?
Absolutely. And there's other things that you can do, too, relative to water recycling, catching your rainwater and using it to water your garden and yard and stuff like that.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. And then the next topic would be indoor air quality. Healthy indoor air environments, we found, attract many people to green-built homes. After energy efficiency, the quality of a home's indoor air is often cited as the most important feature of a green home. This is really important in north central Texas, where we have high levels of allergens and pollen.
And dust.
And so, yeah, you know what? I'm going to mention this, because if I don't, Suz will jump all over me.
No.
In a really tight, well-built home, the type that we built when we're talking green, you'll have less dust. We have a black piano in our house, and we don't have to dust it every week. We don't have to dust it every other week. It's
nice.
It's
really
just
nice.
You just get almost no dust inside the house. Anyhow, the indoor air quality is really important.
Let's touch on that a little bit further. What are we doing in a green-built home that is different, that causes the house to be tighter and our indoor air quality to be cleaner?
Well, tightness, that's the key word right there. You want the house to not leak anywhere around the windows or doors or sill plate or in place. And so in the houses that we build, we've generated a really tight house. We have a company that comes out and does a blow door test on our house, and they use atmospheric monitoring devices inside the house, and they'll set up this blow door, blow air into the house to check the pressure for leakage, or actually they blow the air out of the house, I guess, and check the air for check the house for leakage. One of the things that really sets you apart is if they do that and your score is way below the anticipated score, well then you know you really have a tight house. The last two houses that we had tested, the tester could not believe the results, and so he retested them.
And he brought his parents back to see it the next day.
And then this last house we built, the the young man that did the testing brought his parents back out because they were thinking about buying a house. They wanted to see what a really tight house looked like.
Well, you know, and we were talking, I think last week at the show about the scores, the HERS scores that are going to be, and they're going to start, hopefully, eventually, they will put them on the MLS listings. So
would that be a good idea?
It would be an excellent idea if you could see how each house rated, and it would put them above, you know, those that have no energy efficiency, no HERS rating.
What's the word you're saying, HERS or
it
HERS?
Is HERS, H-E-R-S. It's Home Efficiency Rating System.
Excellent.
And
the problem, though, is that the public has to know what HERS is.
Right. But, you know, if we need to
educate your realtor first.
Get it out there and educate the people at the realty companies and educate the buyers what they're actually looking at when they look at a HERS score. And I keep interrupting you, Ronnie, but I think
quite right.
You know, I think that would be. I think that is an up and coming thing and should be on every listing.
Well, first we have to get by the so much per square foot mentality.
Oh yeah, but that's going to be
one
around.
hurdle at a time, so that the realty, the banks, everyone starts thinking in quality of each square foot rather than the square foot space.
We fight that all the time.
Uh-huh.
The next item the next item in the Greenbelt North Texas schedule would be energy efficiency. Energy consumption is of paramount concern in today's homebuyers due to financial and far-reaching environmental impacts, which, you know, range from the mining of fossil fuel energy sources to environmental emissions from burning non-renewable energy sources. In addition, each home consumes energy year after year. We build a house, and that's not the end of it. It's going to continue to consume energy. And so if we're going to limit the impact of these houses that we build, we really need to make them energy efficient. So that's an important part of building a house. And it's almost silly for someone to buy a house and not buy one that's severely energy efficient. What they save on the utility bills more than pays for making the house energy efficient.
A lot of people, you know, they don't count what's behind the walls, or they don't look at what's behind the walls. They don't care. And that's where we try to educate them because
they buy a facade.
They buy, a facade. And they look at
I did a little bit of research on that. There was a builder that was saying that for every $20 you save in your utility bill, you actually cut $3,000 off of a mortgage at a 6% interest rate.
Wow.
And I had a hard time believing it, and I went to a number of websites and put in numbers, and it's true. So for every $20 on a utility bill, you cut off $3,000 in your mortgage at a 6% interest rate.
Wow.
So it's substantial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, back to Ronnie.
We'll go in detail on some of these things more in just a bit. The next item in the Greenbelt North Texas materials, Greenbelt North Texas homes start with a consideration of the environment at the design phase when material selection occurs. There's some significant things you can do relative to making a house be green when you're talking about materials. One of the things is buy local products. Buy products that come from as close to the job site as possible. If you're building a brick house, for example, see if you can't get the brick that come from Mineral Wells or someplace relatively close, as opposed to, say, brick from Georgia. They throw that brick on top of a truck, and that truck is belching diesel fumes all the way from Georgia to Texas. Not good for the environment. So try to use local products. Just for example, we're building there in Glen Rose, and several of our houses use James Hardie siding, which we really love. It's a great product. And James Hardie siding comes all the way from Cleburne. So you can see there's no travel distance to speak of on that material. And by the way, the James Hardie siding is a great material because it uses recycled wood fibers. It's 20% wood fibers, 80% cement, and it won't burn. I mean, you just can't hardly make the stuff burn, and it won't rot, and bugs can't eat it. So it makes a excellent siding. The other thing about it, the aesthetics are great because then it gives you the option of putting some real color to the house. Has nothing to do with Greenbelt, but gives you the option to really...
Well, it actually does in the long run because maintenance
Anyhow, it's an excellent product to use on a house. Another thing about it is it comes locally. Well, that's a good point. Another point is that when we build a house out of brick, and we do that, we build houses out of brick and rock. When we build houses out of brick and rock, we have a considerable amount of material that goes to landfill. It just breaks my heart whenever we send a dump truck load of stuff to the scraps and pallets and wrappers and whatever, broken brick, whatever, to the landfill. It just breaks my heart to do that. Whenever we build a house out of hardy siding, we have a wheelbarrow and a half full of scrap, so it's just almost no scrap, and it is recyclable. So thinking about the materials that you put into it at the front end is really important. And the next item that we consider when we're doing Greenbuilt North Texas is homeowner education. And this also was a piece of the EVHA, Energy Value Housing Award, that we won. In that award, we had to show that we took time to educate our buyers. We did this through several methods. And in our situation, we did it through our initial advertising. We did it through the brochures that we handed out, and my lovely wife does DVDs and brochures and also maintains our website and does an excellent job.
Thank you, Ronnie.
I had to say that. She's sitting close. And
That's right.
And don't you have a newspaper column, too?
Yes, I also write a newspaper column for the local paper, the Glen Rose newspaper. And
what's your primary focus there?
Most of the time I'm writing articles about energy efficiency and green building. I care very much about that line of thought. If I run blank on something to write about one week, well, then maybe I'll throw some of my cowboy poetry in there.
All right, homeowner education is what we're talking about right now. Now, Greenbuilt North Texas, it was established, about 2 years ago now? Or they actually started out with a different name, didn't they?
I'm not sure if they started with a different name, but there's something that you need to know about it if you're not aware of it, is that the success of it is such that the city of Dallas has now adopted Greenbuilt methods as part of getting a building permit in the city of Dallas. If you're not building green, you won't get a building permit.
Well, what's their criteria? What do they demand under their definition of green?
Isn't this interesting? They're using Greenbuilt North Texas criteria. So they looked at it. They saw this was successful. It looked like it was going to work. And Tom Leppert, the mayor over there, just fell in love with this. And he said, we're at the lead of major cities in this country. We had industry come in and really embrace it. We crafted it to make sense for everybody. And at any rate, this is a done deal. What I'd love to see is this in all the cities around. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see the city of Glen Rose adopt some type of green building criteria for new homes there. If you're going to build a new house in Glen Rose, I'd love for it to be a green built house.
Well, maybe you need to start singing to other builders. There's plenty of them that don't build green.
We sing to a lot of builders.
Yeah, because that would be the group, I would imagine, that would resist. The guys that put out the very pretty facade, and they're not energy efficient. They're not well insulated.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to get a bunch of them registered. So that's it's a slow process.
I think the better process would be to educate the buyers. I think we need to
on that way.
Have the buyers insist on green built and energy efficient.
If you go out to the Greenbuilt North Texas website, they have houses that are listed as greenbuilt and houses that are finished as well as under construction.
That you can actually look at.
Yeah, so that you can look at.
Some of the highlights of the ordinance was that this ordinance will be implemented in 2 phases, the first phase starting in 2009. And that requires home builders construct their homes to be 15% more efficient than the base energy code, which means they would be Energy Star compliant, and that's a good start.
Energy Star is actually the lowest as far as qualifying certifications.
Well, the standard is 100. Your American Standard home, the HERS score is 100. Energy Star is 85.
Right.
And I'm going to brag. Ours usually come in around the 60s.
Yeah, so you're 40% above energy code. That's a good thing.
The lower the score, of course, better. Let's see. I'm going to make another point here, and it covers all those 6 things that we talked about a while ago about the site and waste reduction and water conservation and so on and so forth. Those various things. So all of those have to be in there, and then eventually they want to get these where they'll be the HERS rating score instead of be 85 will be 83 or less. And so it's two-phase. It's 2009 to 85, and then after that go to 83. But they're using the Greenbelt North Texas standards for that ordinance. I just think that's a step in a super positive direction. Dallas is to be applauded for that, and I'd just love to see other cities
get on the
do this too.
Well, that would if you get everybody on the bandwagon, that would stop our brownouts. That would stop a lot of things that we're having problems with. When you actually turn that air conditioner on, you could actually keep it at a comfortable temperature instead of keeping it up to the sweating part of it. Because if you control your indoor air quality and your total envelope in your environment, you can actually keep it at a higher setting and feel more comfortable than I think we had lived in a house here several years back that I like to keep it down around 68 or so.
He freezes me.
I don't envy you.
Well, it wasn't a tight house.
He bought me sweaters.
And the problem is you could move into a house that was built right and keep it set at 76 or so, and you feel more comfortable than you would keeping it at 68, and feel cooler than you would at 68.
Because it removes the humidity.
Correct.
Makes it a lot more comfortable.
And we've got to take another break, and we'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Alamo Appliance, 100 South Riverside Drive in Fort Worth, has been serving your needs in kitchen appliances since the early 70s. They offer JennAir, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and many other appliances. And their sales staff is ready to help you anytime you might visit. That's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701. Once again, the Alamo Appliance number is 817-531-2701.
Fort Worth Lighting, serving Parker, Wise, Palo Pinto, and surrounding counties with a selection of interior and exterior lighting fixtures. They also have ceiling fans, mirrors, and vanities in all sizes. A lighting consultant will help you with your decisions. For an appointment with a Fort Worth lighting consultant, the number is 817-597-6320, or the website is fortworthlighting.com. 817-597-6320 for Fort Worth Lighting.
Are you having a construction-related issue? Do you need a construction attorney? If so, you may call the law firm of Kelly M. Davis and Associates. Kelly's family background in the construction industry has led to her focus in construction litigation, with over 9 years of experience practicing construction law in and around the metro area. For more information, you may visit www.kmdalegal.com. or you may call 972-434-8009. That's 972-434-8009. Kelly M. Davis and Associates. Principal offices are located in Louisville, Texas. Croft Foam Insulation and Protective Coatings has over 25 years of experience in the spray foam business, serving residential, commercial, and industrial clients. Croft Foam specializes in open and closed cell polyurethane foam applications to construction, refrigerated trailers, and even castles. Croft Foam is a Fort Worth-based company. You may reach them by calling 817-482-1664 or email at foamman, at swbell.net.
Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Ronnie and Suz Godfrey and my wife, Jean Gibson, and we're talking about green building and the benefits of green building. And what are we going to this next?
I've been touting Green Building North Texas. I'm just going to say one more thing about Green Building North Texas. First off, there's several programs out there that try to measure energy efficiency and green building. And the LEED program, Green Globes program, the NAHB recently came out with a model for green building. And this model that NAHB came out with gives you options of how you can score a house to really say this is a green built house. And I like this model really well, and this is the model that Green Built North Texas is using, so it's apples to apples. If somebody says they're building green, you can really check it out. You can really find out. Just look at the score, and I have score sheets. Anytime anybody wants to look at one, I'll show you how that works. But Green Built North Texas was named the best in the nation by NAHB. They got to looking at the various builder associations around the country and states and cities that had implemented green building programs, and Green Built North Texas won an award for that. Of the various ones they checked, they found it was absolutely the best. From its inception, Green Built North Texas has enjoyed tremendous support from industry professionals who each share a common commitment to the construction of resource-efficient homes in this market. So this is a real credit to the Green Built North Texas program. I know that Jean's sitting over here and she's got a couple of things she wants to get into, but let me just mention a couple of more things relative to building houses green. I'll ask this question. This is a trick question, Jim.
Uh-oh.
If you're going to build a house that's severely energy efficient, what's the very first consideration?
The very first consideration, I would think it would be the site.
Site is excellent. That's an excellent answer. Wrong.
Uh-oh.
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 Well, it's size. Stop and think about it.
Yeah.
As the world has evolved, we've been building houses bigger and bigger. Each year they get a little bigger. Each year they get a little bigger. And we're finding people coming to us now that are saying, I don't want to take care of that big house. Right. I don't want such a big house. And if it had started out with a smaller house, they would probably appreciated it more. I'm not saying that people should build smaller houses, but that's the first consideration. If you really want a house that's energy efficient, look at it realistically. A source, and I know that you're familiar with this, Jim, is Sarah Susanka, architect.
I love her books.
The Not So Big House.
She's written several books, The Not So Big House, and various other books that followed it. And she's a renowned architect for promoting the quality of the house, the way the house builds, and the way it hugs you, as opposed to just building big volumes of house with great big open spaces that do nothing for you. It's that warm and cozy house as opposed to that spacious, cold house. And so if you're thinking about building a new house, think seriously about the size. This is a tough sell a lot of times for women. Women, bless their hearts, are the nest builders, and if you want to build a really good nest, then you want a big nest. But if you just stop and think about how you utilize the space, you might find that you can build the better house a little smaller.
And there's less cleaning.
Less cleaning. It'll certainly be more energy efficient.
Well, one of Sarah's forte was to improve the flow of the house. And she doesn't necessarily build a little house. She has designed and built some absolutely huge houses, but they feel intimate. The flow is wonderful. The storage, she uses every inch, and she uses some very clever techniques for dividing that great open space. The books are available. We've got them. I've loaned them out to people who are considering building a house with us to say, here's the better option. Instead of vast space you're not sure how to decorate and how to live in.
Yeah, but
make
still,
it intimate
the open space concept actually gives you a feeling of a larger house when you walk into an open concept room. And actually, I mean, you don't have to build that large when you combine your rooms like your kitchen and your dining and your living area.
It can also feel like a gymnasium.
Well,
let's
if
be
you get
realistic.
that big.
We have a very different opinion on open space. I like intimate, smaller spaces.
Mm-hmm.
Jim likes the vast open spaces. So far, we have small, intimate spaces.
Good.
The next builder wins.
Yes.
One of the things that you'll see in a lot of her houses is something that you used to see in the old arts and crafts house. It's called an ingle nook. And it's a place where you can get in there and cuddle up and read a book or whatever.
Yeah.
In her own words, she says the not so big house favors the quality of the space over the quantity. And I really like that. Yeah. She's written other books too, in addition to the Not So Big House, the Not So Big Solutions for Your Home and Home by Design and others. I'd like to cast out her website. If anybody's out there got pencil and pen, it's really simple, sarahsusanka.com, sarahsusanka.com. And I believe a lot of what she says.
Yeah, I think I've been to several of her seminars at the international shows and all the builders shows, and she is an excellent speaker. And she's talking, a lot of times when she's talking downsizes, a lot of these people are going from 5,000 square foot homes down to 2,500 square foot homes. So a lot of times it's not real small housing, but they're decreasing their size and what they're used to. Which
one more thing. Ronnie, you mentioned the score sheet and that you would have them available. Are they available on your website?
Actually, you can go to the Greenbuilt North Texas website and see this. And
what do you look for?
I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the
URL.
Email
URL in a little bit.
Okay.
Going to have to find it first. But they could probably just pull up Greenbuilt North Texas, Google it, and
you
get
can
to the
find
site.
it that way.
And you're looking for specifically, what would you look for?
I got it. Hold on a second. www.greenbuiltnorthtexas.com. That's easy enough, isn't it? Greenbuiltnorthtexas.com.
Yeah. And you're looking for a scoring sheet once you get to the website? What do they call it?
It's just the method by which they score.
Okay.
It's a checklist. And when you go to that website, you'll find the things that they score on and how much each thing's value is.
Excellent. So if I'm building, have built, I'm looking at a house, it still has value.
Yeah. Yes. And we've got to take another break. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes.
Did you know that some of the best home builders in the entire nation are right here in Parker County? Hello, everyone. This is Lynn Bearden, president of First National Bank of Weatherford. Our lenders believe your family deserves the best when it comes to your dream home. First National Bank is proud to support the Master Builder Show on QXFM. First National Bank in Weatherford has been building homes in Parker County since 1880. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Alamo Appliance, 100 South Riverside Drive in Fort Worth, has been serving your needs in kitchen appliances since the early 70s. They offer Genair, KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and many other appliances. And their sales staff is ready to help you anytime you might visit. That's Alamo Appliance, 817-531-2701. Once again, the Alamo Appliance number is 817-531-2701.
Fort Worth Lighting, serving Parker, Wise, Palo Pinto, and surrounding counties with a selection of interior and exterior lighting fixtures. They also have ceiling fans, mirrors, and vanities in all sizes. A lighting consultant will help you with your decisions. For an appointment with a Fort Worth Lighting consultant, the number is 817-597-6320, or the website is fortworthlighting.com. 817-597-6320 for Fort Worth Lighting.
Are you looking for a law firm with an understanding of the construction industry? Kelly M. Davis & Associates experience includes home inspections, construction contracts, disputes with builders, and helping subcontractors or vendors that have not been paid for their services. For more information, you may visit www.kmdalegal.com, or you may call 972-434-8009. That's 972-434-8009.
Kelly M. Davis & Associates. Principal offices are located in Louisville, Texas. Croft Foam Insulation and Protective Coatings has over 25 years of experience in the spray foam business, serving residential, commercial, and industrial clients. Croft Foam specializes in open and closed-cell polyurethane foam applications to construction, refrigerated trailers, and even castles. Croft Foam is a Fort Worth-based company. You may reach them by calling 817-482-1664 or email at foamman@swbell.net.
Welcome back to the Master Builder Show. I am your host, Jim Gibson. Today's show is sponsored by the First National Bank of Weatherford. My guests today are Ronnie and Suz Godfrey and Gene Gibson, and we're talking about green building, and you said you had some other stuff you wanted to cover.
Well, I got something that's just too important to pass up. One of the things that we talk about is when we're talking about green building is the cost of green building. Does it cost more? Maybe it costs a little more, but once again, you save so much on utility bills that it offsets that. But look, somebody's out there willing to help you buy one of our green-built houses or anybody's green-built houses. Take advantage of this and use this if you possibly can. The federal government has just come out with a $7,500 tax credit for first-time buyers and people that haven't owned a house for the last 3 years. Prospective first-time home buyers who have been sitting on the fence now have a significant financial incentive to explore the opportunities available in today's housing market. House Bill 3221, which the President signed about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, the Housing Economic Recovery Act of 2008 allows first-time homebuyers to take a $7,500 tax credit from the purchase of a single-family home.
That's a bunch.
I mean, to tell you. And there's some elements to this that you really need to know about. Any homeowner who has not owned a house during the past 3 years are first-time homebuyers or ones that haven't owned a house in the past 3 years and is a U.S. citizen and who files taxes is eligible to participate in this program. And to qualify, buyers must actually close, and this is important. The buyers must actually close on the sale of the home on or after April 9th, 2008. That's obvious, but here's the kicker. Before July 1st, 2009. So between now and July 1st, 2009, you got to do this if you're going to take advantage of this. Program does have income limits, of course. Single or head of household filers can claim the full $7,500 credit if their adjusted gross income is less than $75,000. That's a lot of people. And for married couples filing a joint return, the income limit doubles to $150,000. So if you got an income that's less than $150,000 for a couple,
that's adjusted gross.
That's adjusted gross.
Yeah.
And so that means that you actually make more.
That's a $200,000 house category.
And so you get this $7,500, the government's just going to give it to you. And let me talk some more about it. And then, of course, a single head of household taxpayers that earn between $75,000 and $95,000 are eligible. It's on a sliding scale. The credit's not available for single taxpayers whose adjusted gross income is greater than $95,000 or married couples whose adjusted AGI is exceeding $170,000. Now, this does have a refundable piece to this. That means you do have to pay this back, but listen to this. You only have to pay it back at $500 a year for the next 15 years, no interest. Somebody wants to loan me $7,500 for 15 years with no interest, I'm taking it. Mm-hmm. And then you can use this to offset things. For example, if you want to, after you bought this house, you could use this $7,500 windfall to buy furniture or to landscape or do other things for the house. There's also the possibility of reducing the mortgage by using this. There's ways to do this. As a matter of fact, you pretty much need to talk to your CPA about how you can do this. But let me give you some examples. When I say that you get a $7,500 tax credit, I want you to understand that that's not a $7,500 tax write-off. There's a difference. This is actually $7,500 of taxes you don't have to pay. If, for example, you bought a house relatively soon, and you were supposed to pay some taxes at this end of this year, say you owed the government $1,000. Well, they're going to send you a check for $6,500. Now let's do the other. Let's say at the end of this year, you were thinking you were going to get $1,000 back. You're going to get a check for $8,500. Not a bad deal.
No, yeah.
Nice.
I think it's just important to move on this. If you're a first-time buyer or somebody that hadn't owned a house in the last three years, you really need to move fast on this and take advantage of this.
Do you have the website reference?
Hello.
Another one.
Well, you can Google.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's
Absolutely.
the bill again?
Google the tax credit program, House Bill HR 3221, and you can look this up. I hate to see people not take advantage of this.
Effectively free money.
And first-time home buyers are, they're usually scrounging for money anyway. And for every, what did they tell us, Ronnie? For every $1,000 increase in the cost of the house, you're cutting out, 20,000 people?
Significant number of buyers. That's one of the reasons that we try to do two levels of housing, one of which is the price-sensitive housing. When I say price-sensitive, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Just trying to do something that's economical.
All right, and we build a lot in shades of green, too. I mean, we build as green as the customer can afford. I mean, you've got people out there that want it, and then they start reaching for their pocketbook and can't really afford the best of the best. But
there's some things that you need to consider about that. There are cost-effective things that you can do right now, like good insulation, tight windows, and tight doors, and tight sealing methods to make the house really good and tight, and high-efficiency air conditioning systems. You can always step up to the next level, even more high-efficiency air conditioning systems, and the next level, photovoltaic cells and windmills and solar water heaters, and then you can step up the next level. There's no end to what level you build at, but if you start at even just the entry level to green building, that's cost effective. There's no reason to not build a green built North Texas house.
And we've got to wrap up this week's show, and we'll be back here. I want to thank Ronnie and Suz Godfrey with our Godfrey Homes, and I thank my wife again, Jean Gibson. We'll see you back here, same time, same place next week.